Apollo 11 Compact is the newest drop from Live Free Armory that looks to shrink their full-size 2011 into something concealed carry ready with summer just around the corner. Let's hit the highlights really quick. 4.2-inch barrel, 1-in-16 twist, 17-round magazines, RMSC optics ready, and it comes with tritium. All that crammed into a gun that is less than an inch wide and weighs just over 2 pounds, which is pretty special considering it is a metal frame handgun. 4140 on the frame and 416 stainless on the slide. The weapon comes Cerakoted black, tan, or gray. I went with the gray because I'm all about the high contrast look. And speaking of contrast, the grips are a really aggressive wraparound instead of panels. The rest of the controls are congruently serrated for full control. Y'all know what I have to say about trigger talk, so I'm just going to skip that part and say that it's nice. Poundage on screen. I'm going to spend a little bit of time later in the video specifically on the execution of the optics cut, but you should know that it is a metal shroud. The mounting surface includes positioning struts, and LFA appropriately Loctites the screws into place. They also include the requisite hardware for optics mounting. The gun is rounded out with a full accessory rail with deeply recessed trigger guard to accommodate most light modules. I'm going to level with you guys really quick. I shoot a lot, and I don't always enjoy it. Sometimes testing turns into work. I routinely overpack ammunition. Go out and I shoot like half of the ammo that I brought, and I'll be like, all right, well, that's good today. We'll pick this up tomorrow. I can honestly say that that never happened with this pistol. I routinely found myself at the range being like, oh, well, I guess we're done filming today because I'm out of bullets. And from my perspective, that's the strongest accolade that I can give to a product. Cue the cool video. All right, so the question is, will it do heavy ammunition? We know that it'll handle this standard 115 grain stuff, but what I also have here is a 158 grain flat nose. It's also a subsonic load, so we'll see how the gun is geared. This is a relatively hard test. 115 grain. Oops. Somebody ought to go paint those targets. And now the 158s. They definitely have a different point of impact, I'll tell you that. But it will run them absolutely fine, no questions asked on the Apollo 11. So last night I threw this optic on there really quick just to mount it up, and all I did was zero it to the irons, and we're gonna see how close it is. I'm just gonna concentrate, see if we can actually hit anything. Check the zero on the gun. I need to move my pepper poppers. Some of them were interfering with the gravel wash coming off of the berm there. That last one I had to shoot 3 times. Let's try for something a little bit more challenging. I have pressed randomly 2 magazines, and we're about 50 yards from those various size gongs out there. Let's start with the big boy. All right, found my hold. Okay, let's try something ever so slightly smaller. Come on, Kurt.
There it is. Okay. I only have a couple rounds left, so we're going to try for the small guy. Yes. Somebody ought to come out here and paint these targets. So, I don't know if it's showing up very well, but fresh impact. Now, you guys probably won't be able to see this, but I'm gonna try. That is a 10-inch gong right there. Right to the right of the Fiocchi banner. It's about 100 yards away. Let's see what we can do. We're done. Oh yeah, the Gideon Judge right here worked out really well. And what made that so easy was LFA set this gun up properly. So it is cut low enough that you can still get a bottom of the housing co-witness with your iron sights. So I think these are, yeah, night vision sights. They sit just right so that I can see over the housing, and that allows me to drop the dot down, put it right on top of the front post, and adjust my windage, and we're off to the races. So no more adjustment needed. Good call on LFA for paying attention to a small detail like that. Range report and critiques. So range report, we fired 904 rounds of 9x19. That's the Fiocchi 115 grain stuff. Think the regular ball ammo, brass wash stuff that you see us use all the time. No hollow points, no carry loads or anything like that, just to get the round count up. And of that entire string, we received one malfunction. And you might even consider that, depending on how you evaluate things, that was a user-induced malfunction. But regardless of how you slice that, 1 out of 900 and some is pretty good. So excellent performance out of the Apollo 11. Critiques. I have 2 critiques. One is a substantive critique on the pistol itself, and the second one is a real nitpick as far as like overall process is concerned. If I don't quite push all the way in on the grip safety here, it will still allow me to pull the trigger. However, it will be really chunky. And what I think is going on here is they were going for the, hey, somebody's got their hand on the pistol, and because they've got their hand on the pistol should be able to fire. But it's on the precipice of what you would say a firm grip is. So if I just kind of limp in there, it feels like a very chunky trigger break as the trigger kind of makes it past the actual grip safety. Now, part of that is because I don't typically shoot guns with grip safeties on it, and even now, having finished the round count on this thing, I'm still not quite used to the grip safety thing, but that's just how these guns are made. So you're gonna have to deal with it if you want a 2011. They just come with grip safeties in it. There is a notch here for indexing your rounds, and it is so user-friendly that I can literally load this magazine with my thumb, right like that. When a manufacturer brings a firearm to the market, if it is a rifle, it is acceptable to ship that rifle with a single magazine. However, when it comes to pistols, the industry standard for pistols is 2 magazines. This gun comes with 1. Now, I also understand that they're trying to get this down to a price point that is very respectable. However, I have one thing to add to that. Instead of the standard junky plastic pistol case that you kind of associate coming with most handguns these days, they ship it in this really nice pistol case. And this thing's got multiple compartments in it. It's got so much room for range gear. I think I count 12 locations for magazine storage. This is very nice, and I appreciate that they did not go with the kind of molded, any way that you slice it. Even the nicest pistol hard case that comes standard with a gun, they're all shit. They are. This is nice. However, what I would say, and I don't think that I'm speaking out of turn when I say this, standard packaging for pistols in the United States. That thing from Live Free Armory, standard pistol packaging with 2 magazines in it is here. Now, as far as a piece of marketing is concerned, hey, you got this pistol case and now you got to fill it with all the $50 magazines that are out there and they sell magazines on their website. Yeah, I get it and I appreciate it. However, what I would say is, hey, Live Free Armory, can we get a second magazine in that box or bag, or even if it's just a cardboard box with nothing else in it, 2 magazines instead of 1. Having tested a lot of products over the years, I would say that generally speaking, most pistols comes with at least 2, and most rifles, it's acceptable to send 1. And deviation from that makes me a little bit meh, because this is also one of those pistols that has relatively expensive magazines. The 2011 magazine is not a cheap magazine. So including a second magazine is a really high value for somebody over something like that little pistol carrying case. Anyway, that is my critique and review of the Live Free Armory Apollo 11. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. We'll see you on another video here at the VSO Gun Channel.